just landed in London. So we're waiting in the tube here to get to downtown London. We have our tickets. The train's pulling up right now. We stayed at a hotel really close to the center of the action called the Resident Victoria, and we really liked it. It was super simple. It was just for one night, so it was perfect for what we needed to be close to all that we wanted to see. Okay, we're back at the hotel. Threw a little water in our face. Buckingham Palace was just 5 minutes from the hotel, so it really confirmed our choice to stay as close to the action as we could downtown. It's now 7 p.m. We just left Buckingham Palace, and we are walking through St. James Park right now. Obviously, London is a huge city, so we were pleasantly surprised at how close our hotel was to some of the essential sights we wanted to see this evening. We are on Downing Street. Behind us is 10 Downing Street, but it is heavily guarded with 2 guards with machine guns, and you have to have a pass in order to go down there. Westminster Abbey, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a historic church in London, renowned for its stunning Gothic architecture and as the venue for royal coronations, weddings, and burials throughout British history. Elizabeth Tower, which is often referred to as Big Ben, is an iconic symbol of London, housing the famous bell that chimes the hour. The Palace of Westminster, also known as the House of Parliament, is the political heart of the United Kingdom, where the country's laws are debated and created. The Churchill War Rooms served as the nerve center for British military strategy during World War II. Well, it's now 8 o'clock. We've seen a lot here in just a little bit of time. Again, this is nowhere near a very thorough tour. It's at night, so it's going to look a lot different, but it looks really pretty at night. I hope the camera will do it justice. It's really, really beautiful. I think we're about to maybe get a bite to eat.
So it's 9 o'clock, and we just finished our dinner at the Horse and Guardsman, and it was delicious. It was everything I'd hoped our English dinner would be. I had the roast chicken, and Mike had the chicken tikka masala, and we just had some beers and just enjoyed our night out in London. And now we're just heading back to the hotel, just gonna enjoy a quiet night in and just rest up for tomorrow's flight.
Just outside the restaurant was Trafalgar Square, so we checked that out quickly. But by this point, we were both absolutely convinced that we made the right choice to use this time to explore London. It was a long trek from the airport, but we were thrilled with everything we got to see.
All right, so we woke up at 7 a.m. It's 8 o'clock now. We're all packed. We're ready to go back to the airport, but we have a few hours still. And so we are going to go out and probably see Buckingham Palace again in the daylight this time. We're going to get some breakfast. It's 9 o'clock. We just got a little breakfast in us, and then we just walked through Burlington Arcade. So we got about another hour until we need to get on the train heading back to the airport. Now, obviously, I knew here in London that people would be driving on the other side of the street, but it's more confusing than I thought, especially when I'm being a pedestrian here. And they have these really helpful, like, look left and look right signs, and they're like absolutely necessary. It's just kind of a weird experience, but it's so helpful. I love that they have this written on the sidewalks here as we cross the street, because I still feel a little bewildered. We're now walking through the Piccadilly Circus area, which I guess, for lack of a better explanation, it's kind of like their version of Times Square in New York City, and it has a similar vibe. We're here on a Monday morning, so it's not terribly busy right now. All right, it's now 10 o'clock. We're all packed up. We're 3 hours away from when our flight departs. So we're going to head to the train now. It's going to take 45 to 60 minutes on the train to get to the airport. And then that should leave us a good 2 hours. And if there is any sort of issue that comes up, we'll have a little bit of wiggle room in there too. Well, maybe it was a plane. There was a delay. We were delayed about close to an hour or so. It's almost 2 o'clock.
Well, there you have it. London in under 24 hours on a layover. I'll admit I was a little skeptical about doing this, but I'm really glad we did, because I feel as though we got to see a lot in a very short amount of time. And obviously we didn't get an enormous London or UK experience on this, but if you do have a long layover, or like us, if it just kind of worked out that way, it's a great opportunity to explore one of the world's best cities. And we were really impressed with everything we encountered. And I would absolutely recommend it to somebody. So if you're considering it, Let us know what your thoughts are. What are the flights looking like for you? London's a huge hub, so obviously a lot of people are going to have this opportunity. So we hope this video was helpful. And if you missed the previous videos, what actually led us to London was Spain. We went on a 10-day trip to Barcelona and Valencia. It was our second time in Barcelona, our first time in Valencia, and we just loved it. We'd love for you to check out that video, and you can really kind of see the whole picture of how we connected that trip to this layover trip we had in London. So thanks everyone for checking out the videos. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give it a like, leave a comment. We'll see you next time.